dark. Horin's love of books. Horin, 1693 to 1741, was a highly learned and gifted Shin Buddhist priest. When he was 17, he served as a temple acolyte. One evening, the temple night watchman was making his rounds when he was startled to come across someone sitting in the darkness behind the lecture hall, reading avidly. "Who's there?" he called out. "It's me, Horin," came the answer. "How can you read in the dark?" The youth looked up at his questioner, and when he looked back down at the page, found he could no longer make out the words. Until that moment, he had been so absorbed that he was able to read in the dark. Another time, a friend invited him to join in a group going swimming. Without getting up, Horin said, "Wait a minute, I want to finish reading this." The friend waited and waited, but Horin showed no sign of stopping. "Come on," his friend said finally. "Go on ahead of me," said Horin. "I'll be along. This is so interesting. I can't put it down." "Well, wear this hat when you come," said his friend, and stuck it on his head sideways. Evening came, but Horin never showed up. When the others came trooping back, they found him still sitting with the hat on sideways, immersed in his book. The water wheel keeps going, no time to freeze. Yeah, this is kind of a funny story. And the poem at the end is one of my favorite poems. The water wheel keeps going, no time to freeze. Actually, a lot of human suffering, like anxiety, rumination, things like that, can be resolved if we truly understand this poem. Because, you know, we allow our mind to kind of ruminate. That's why we suffer. So, if like this avid, gifted Shin Buddhist priest, um, in his youth, if we always are occupied with something very positive, reading, self improvement, paramitas, practices, meditation, if we are always purpose driven like that, we don't allow our indolence or laziness to get better of us. So the idea is, how can we become like this water wheel that keeps going, no time to freeze? Especially in Japan or East Coast, the winter can be very harsh. So, but yet the water wheel in that cold weather, it's just the water is there, but it doesn't freeze up because it's constantly going, motion, movement. Yeah. So this is the key. And the idea is, how can we find something that we can be so passionate about? So that's the next question. It is a great joy if we find something that we can have so much faith in that it will not betray us. We have to find something that doesn't let us down, doesn't disappoint us, because otherwise we cannot give our all, body and soul. We always have this, that kind of uneasiness, that, oh, maybe I'm taking a risk. What if I'm being betrayed? What if I get abandoned? I don't want to suffer. So all these thoughts in the mind hold us back, and that's why we are missing out every day and in life in general, because of these thoughts that hold us back. Yeah, so that's what we learn in our meetups. What is this one thing that we can dedicate our lives to and pour in body and soul, helping people, helping ourselves, always mutual benefit, and um, knowing that it will never change, because by its very nature, Dharma does not change. That's the definition of the Dharma. Something that changes, it's not really genuine or truth. Oh, and that's what today's phrase of the day was. When suffering is new, we call it pleasure. When pleasure gets old, we call it suffering. So when that pleasure changes, gets old, and then it's no longer fun. So, in retrospect, can we really call it pleasure? So, these are things we need to meditate on. And people who take the time to contemplate on these things will get the insights. So, good job, everyone, for being here, feeding our mind and soul this kind of dharma that helps us go forward together. And today is Thursday, so have a beautiful Thursday, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.